my mission is for it just to be what everybody knows of. Like, usually people say, where do you go to look for campsites? That's Campendium.
Right.
Where do you go to find your information about RVing? Well, that's Camp Addict.
I am Marshall Wendler. I am the co-founder of campaddict.com, and I'm a full-time RVer and have been doing so for about 4 years.
Great.
Yeah, I'm Kelly Beasley, and I've been full-timing almost 3 years now. This is Gizmo, this is Trixie, my two little pups, and I met Marshall, and we've created a website called Camp Addict.
Excellent. So tell us what Camp Addict is and why someone would want to click on to Camp Addict.
Well, we found that there was not one place you could go to find out information, like something you needed, like let's say you wanted to get a portable solar panel and you needed to learn everything you could about it. Well, there's some good stuff out there, but nothing was totally complete. You couldn't just go to one website or one page and get everything you needed. So we saw that there was that hole in the market and said, let's create one. I mean, with his brain and my writing skills and more the creative side, we knew we could come up with something brilliant. So we review products that are related to RVing. And at this point, we mostly cover things that we know. So it's going to be more travel trailer related items.
So it's travel trailer related or generic RVing.
Things like chairs or mats.
Yeah,
that everybody
anybody
uses.
uses.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Well, I needed a ladder to be able to clean my solar panels, so I clicked on to Camp Addict, read what was going on, and figured out which ladder to buy, and it's better than the ladders that I found on my own.
The RVing lifestyle is awesome, but there's a lot of information out there that's not necessarily great, or the information is just sporadic. It's all over the place. So we're trying to be a single source for really good, really comprehensive information about RVing products. We try to cover every aspect that you would possibly need, as well as reviewing what we consider to be the top choices.
What we're doing differently is, well, number one, this guy has a brain and an ability to research things like I've never seen in my life. I go to Camp Addict to refresh my memory on things. If I have a question on something, I mean, I literally use my own work.
Yeah.
And I go and check things out on it sometimes.
Yeah, and so do I. I mean, I certainly cannot retain all this information in my mind. So what I do is I do all the research, put it down on the page, and then move on to the next topic. And then if I need to refresh my memory, I'll go back and read the stuff. But I can't remember. Yeah. So if you come up to me and say, well, this is such and this, and I'll look at you like, oh, I don't know, read it on the website.
I wish Camp Addict was around when I started RVing, when I first start, But I'm glad it is there now, because again, like we just said, I go back and I have to look at things. I have to look things up on it. But it's... I
mean, when I was building the van, I love to research stuff. But it takes a ton of time to do that.
The stuff is everywhere, and you got to piece it together and filter the good from the bad, and know enough to be able to filter the good from the bad.
Yeah.
And it's very time consuming.
Yeah, for the stuff that we've already reviewed, you don't have to go to YouTube, look all the stuff up you can there, then a forum over here, and then contact the manufacturer or whatever. We've done all of that, so it's all there.
Oh my gosh, and the forums are such a black hole of time anyway.
Time and energy suck, and you just kind of walk out of there and you're like, whoa, what just hit me? And maybe if you're lucky, some of the people in the forums actually have RVs and maybe have experience with the products they're talking about, rather than just blowing smoke.
I mean, there's so much out there. Like, okay, for example, the ladder. So I was looking for a collapsible ladder. Do you actually get your hands on a bunch of them, or what do you do?
For a lot of the categories, we have hands-on experience. Like, we just did an electric trailer jack page. So Kelly had a manual jack. She wanted an electric trailer jack to save her back. So I did a bunch of research, narrowed it down to what I thought were the top picks. We purchased the top pick.
Got it.
Installed it, played around with it, and said, this is really good. For some of the categories, we just survey the landscape, if you will. See what's out there, jump on Amazon and start reading the reviews, sort of get a feel for what people think about it, and then using what I've got up here. I've got a very technical background. My first career, I was a helicopter mechanic, and I worked as a technical representative for the world's largest helicopter manufacturer. So this stuff makes sense to me. I can look at this and figure out what it's supposed to do and whether it works well. And so I'll look at them, I'll look at the reviews, I'll use my knowledge, I'll filter it down. A lot of the times we do have the hands-on experience with the parts, or at least, one of the items in the category.
It's using logic, common sense, reading
Our
reviews, our experience with
technical
things.
knowledge
Yeah.
that a lot of us just don't have. Like,
Right.
I don't have that technical knowledge.
No, and finally it's like, my training is paying off.
Right?
So,
Yeah.
no, it's just literally decades of dealing with this stuff that it just makes sense to me.
So I met these guys in Quartzsite in January and have been pretty much traveling with them
Ever
since.
since.
I've seen you add a 12-volt TV.
Yeah.
So do those become pages eventually, or?
I think that they can. At the very least, maybe a blog post, because it may not be a full-on comprehensive review / guide page. As we tinker with our RVs and as we add little things that we've been wanting to, it all helps. Gizmo?
Yeah, things, and again, like what he knows. We do have a page on 12-volt TVs, and I was like, I wonder if mine is convertible, because I installed that TV, and I got it from Best Buy, and it's a 120-volt TV, but I was like, can we convert that one? So we just popped it off, looked at it, and sure enough, how can you tell?
Because literally it says on the power input 12 volt. So you'll know.
So it has to do with the plug. Too,
Yeah, the
right?
plug, little round plug.
If there's a little round plug, then it's
It
12 volt.
may be 12 volt.
So he just rewired it, and boom, all of a sudden now I can use this TV I haven't been able to use pretty much in 3 years.
And I knew that I could do that because I did the 12 volt page and knew that a very small segment of these TVs were able to run off 12 volt power. She just happened to have one of them.
We wouldn't review a fifth wheel hitch right now because we know nothing about fifth wheel hitches.
Right.
Yes, so I'm going to have to immerse myself in the world of fifth wheel hitches and start from literally scratch. But, something I look forward to, and I've got the ability to do that.
Yeah.
So.
Right, and you guys are going to the Escapers Moab Convergence next week.
Yep.
Lots of fifth wheel hitches there, so it's not like you have to have a fifth wheel.
Right.
Right. And that's another way we also, with the reviews, we have friends. And we talk to friends about products they have, or if we have questions about something, we find someone who has it and we ask them. And so, that's just one other little way that we
get exactly. Having a combined 7 years of full-time experience, we know a lot of people that do this, so they've got a variety of different kinds of rigs, and it makes us easy to reach out and find someone who's got experience with the product, and that's a good way to learn about it.
So a lot of people want to know about working on the road. Do you have any advice for people who, you guys started your own thing from scratch?
Yeah.
Right. But we were employees or contract workers before that, so we had remote jobs before we did our own thing.
The last year or so I was employed, one of my clients said, hey, you want to do a little part-time work? I started doing customer support work for a regional southern theater. So I do phone calls and take the tickets that people would submit with the question or problem they had. So I had that, plus I also wrote for her magazine. And I, once I became able to just do this lifestyle, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't have to do the personal training and stuff anymore. I can hit the road and I have rental income plus this other income.
Yeah, so I had a customer service job that I had for, a couple of years before I hit the road. And due to some life changes, I ended up being able to hit the road and took the portable job with me. It was a customer service job for a Canadian software company. And so I had that on the road. So it wasn't a big deal to find a job because I already had it. And then, then I got sort of tired of working for someone else. It was a contract position, but I still had to answer in some ways, and then so I wanted to get back to what I knew about was running a website that generated income, and just figured, well, we're both RVers, we just live and breathe this stuff, so that's how Camp Addict was born.
How do you balance being in beautiful places and exploring with getting content out and getting
it's not easy.
your website launched? Because you're still, you're less than a year in, so you're really still in launch mode, right?
Very much so in launch mode. And You'll attest to this. We spend a lot of time in front of our computers, even though we're surrounded by beauty, and
Y'all should see the view right here.
we are bypassing a lot of opportunities to go out and explore because we are so focused on getting content up. But I'm looking at the long
Yeah.
vision
right.
picture
Yeah.
that Camp Addict is the number one priority right now.
Yep.
We need to get it to a point where we can step back, take a breath, and explore more. And the great thing about having a house on wheels is we can come back to these places. We're not spending 2 weeks vacation jamming stuff in.
That's right.
We're working with this view, and I mean, literally $1 million view, and it doesn't get any better than that. We've got no end point, no stop point.
Yeah,
No, we'll
we've
always be working on it because there's always stuff to do with it.
and with the RVing lifestyle, I mean, we haven't set, we're only going to do this for a year and a half. A lot of people do that. They've got a 1 year goal of being on the road, jamming as much in as they can.
I'm going to see all the national parks in 1 year.
It's okay. Good luck with that.
I thought about that on a hike yesterday. I just went on a little walk, and as I was out there, I thought, man, people, they wait their whole year for their 2 weeks off or whatever, and then they go to a place, and then they feel pressured. You have to hike so far this day because you have to see it all. And I was like, I don't have to do that. It's so nice. I've never wanted to be an entrepreneur, but now I can't recommend it anymore. I mean, it is the best. It is the best.
Yeah. It's stressful. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
To have your future in your own hands,
Right.
it's kind of
still
exciting.
Freedom. You still
Yeah,
have freedom
very
from
much.
so many things. The other thing is, yes, we have to always be where there's internet. We always have to have a good cell connection, but that really hasn't stopped us from going to many places.
The other benefit I see to working on the road is that when you schedule in your breaks, you just walk out your door.
Yeah.
And like where we are right now, you walk out your door and scramble over 1 billion rocks.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you can go for as long of a hike as you want, literally right from our door. And that's pretty awesome. Not every place we stay has this access to recreation, but when we do, it's awesome.
I've heard people say, "Oh, I can't believe you have to work on whatever," and it's like some people think we're on vacation.
Right. No, I think that's a common misconception is we're out here having fun all the time. And I'll tell you this now, we are doing a lot of work, but we're also having a lot more fun than if we were in suburbia.
Yeah.
Because we have the immediate access to everything.
I have been so much more social on the road than I ever was in a house.
Yes. Yeah, I've said this before. I have way more friends and good friends now than I have any time in my life. And it almost gets to a point where you've got to kind of back off on being social because you've got to focus on work.
Right.
So literally with this lifestyle, believe it or not, you can be as social or as antisocial as you want to be. And you really do end up being surrounded by an amazing group of people, and you can spend a lot of time being social if you choose to.
Okay, so you're both single.
We are both single, yes.
Yes, we're not together.
Clear that one up,
Yes.
because everyone always assumes that you're together.
No,
Yeah.
yes, we are single.
Yes.
And so how is that on the road?
Well, it's difficult, right? Because it's very difficult to meet people when you are mobile. And the people that you do meet generally are not mobile. And we've both dated people that are stationary in sticks and bricks, and we both realize that that really doesn't work.
Yeah, because I don't want to stop.
Yeah, because we don't want to be off the road, and really to make a relationship work when you've got one stationary person, one mobile person, the mobile person one's got to change their lifestyle and become stationary, and that's not something that appeals to us. So, right now we're just whatever. I mean, someday it may happen, but it's not really a top priority for me, at least.
It's very difficult because I think it's kind of difficult to find a person the standard way.
Right.
You both have to like each other. You both have to be compatible. You both have to be attracted to each other, etc., etc. Well, that's a small number. Your odds of finding that are, they're kind of tough. But now we're trying to find people who live this lifestyle that do that, and you have to try to find someone with all the qualifications, and I think we've narrowed it down to like 1% of the population, or
Maybe.
0 something percent of the population.
I agree.
mean,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
really small. Not too many people single, solo full-time RV.
Thank you so much for meeting with me today. I really appreciate it. And so people can find you where?
At campaddict.com, or my personal site is findingmarshall.com.
Okay.
Yes, and I have a personal page as well. It's rvchickadee.com. So yeah, I kind
Excellent.
of keep things light and fun and silly. And then I do the blog for Camp Addict as well. So our blog is just called our RVing 101.
Yep.
And we just put things on there that just helpful tips, helpful things, this, that, or the other. So you can get information there too.
Great.
Yeah.
And Instagram?
Yeah, we've got Camp Addict on Instagram, and I do have an RV Chickadee account too. Oh, and then there's Where's Gizzy?
Yeah.
If you like that little chihuahua that was running all over the place here, I do a Where's Gizzy. Her name's Gizmo, but I had to do Where's Gizzy. And I have her in all these different grand landscapes, and you have to try to find her. So that's kind of a fun one.
Because she's, what, 2 pounds?
She's 2.4 pounds.
Yeah,
That
2.4
dog,
pounds.
It's like a Coke can. Yeah, you have to do ounces when you're that small. Every ounce counts. She's tiny. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you
Thanks
for having us,
us.
Joni.
This was really a lot of fun.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. This is Joni with the Galavan. Enjoy your journey.
Bye.